over the last 14 days. If this was on your computer screen, you could go and highlight one of these little, it looks like a little television set. You could highlight that, and it'll tell you, for instance, a B is breaking and entering. It'll have breaking and entering. It'll tell you a little bit about it, if it has anything, and it'll have share with a friend, so you can forward it to someone, or it will have submit a tip. So that's one of the ways that we're giving you an opportunity to get involved with your police department, see what's going on. Page 2 of this shows you how you can search for any type of crime in your community. You can look for breaking and entering, homicides, robberies, theft, or you can hit everything, choose everything. Now, I like to choose everything, with the exception of traffic stops. When you just choose the one general button that says everything, it's going to light up like a Christmas tree, so don't be alarmed that we have a lot of crime issues. What you're going to see, it's not all of it, but you're going to see a lot of proactive work police officers do. It's under PP, just the double P's there, and it's for policing. But what it is, it could be a traffic stop, it could be an inquiry with someone that'll give you that information. So now you have the information that we have. The good thing about this is this information I'm sharing with you tonight took 5 minutes to pull up. So we go to crimereports.com, you hit on the state of Texas, then you click on Corpus Christi and you put your address. There's a little glitch though, you have to put in either Corpus Christi or your zip code when you put your address in, like we did on here, and it'll give you all that information. But you can submit it to a friend, you can submit it to Crime Stoppers, we want you that same information. This information that took 5 minutes, when I was a beat officer and I was looking at crime in our area, this information took us it took us a day and a half. A day to a day and a half to get it. You get this in 5 minutes. Officers have this same ability to do this, the same thing that you have, but they can have a little bit additional information, and they can share information. So if an officer's been off on vacation, for instance, if I was a beat officer and I go back to Louisville and George and I were talking, and I come back and I've been gone for a week, I can get on crimereports.com on the officer section. I can see all the crime that's occurred on my beat, and I can read notations from other officers that say, hey, I think so-and-so did this crime, I responded here, we're looking for this, so they're sharing information in real time. This is how we get citizens involved. And if you just go on back, you'll see a few more pages here. I've given you the Charlie District command structure and the beat and the area of Charlie District, the map of Charlie District, and also the Bravo District and the map of Bravo District. The reason I'm giving you this is one of the things that we have done is we took seized drug money and we bought every lieutenant on the police department, patrol lieutenant, a telephone. I'm giving you their phone numbers with when they work and the time of day. They are required to answer that phone. That's called community engagement. How many times have you needed the police for something, or you had a question and you didn't want to call 911, or you didn't think it was a non-emergency number, so you just didn't do anything? Now you've got a number and you call them. If you call someone and you leave a message and they don't call you back, you give me a call and I guarantee you they'll call you back. I'll make that promise. I'll make that promise. I'm not going to say we'll be perfect. Now you have to realize if there's a big explosion and you're going to call to see what the explosion is about, you're probably not going to get an answer because of work. Okay, and they're very busy. But if you leave a message, they are required to call you back. We're making that public. Now, let me tell you this. That is not the most popular decision that I've made. Okay? But I think it's popular with the public, and that's who we serve. So I want to give you that. You can also sign up for e-alerts. It's called Citizen Observer on our website. The goal is, for 2011, get citizens more involved with the police department. Let them see what we're doing. It's not the citizens' fault. It's our fault as a police agency not engaging you enough. We're going to get more engaged with you, give you the opportunity to get involved. Then we're going to really start targeting crime. But the other thing we want to do is we want to focus on crime. We want to make sure that we are focused on the crime that we need to, and we're going to look at crime rates. We cannot solve a crime unless we know about it. The reason that's important to me is that our crime, and I'm not going to take any credit for this, I'm going to tell you why. Police departments nationally are taking credit for it. People are talking about the big national news, but statistically it can't be proven. he will tell you crime rate's down. Corpus Christi is right around 8% crime rate, or 8% crime rate down. But I will tell you the crime is underreported anywhere from 30 to 50%. So statistically, how can I prove that? How can I prove that crime is actually down? Now, I'll tell you what we can prove. We can look and see that we're targeting burglaries, which mean burglaries of home and auto burglaries. And I can look at numbers compared to last year and see that auto burglaries are down, but our arrests are up. Okay? So we're doing a good job and we're reducing what people are reporting. I can look at burglaries to households, and I can see that burglaries to households are down about 18, 17%, and arrests are up about 20%. That is significant. That's significant proof that we are moving in the same direction. But for us to solve a crime, we have to know about it. Individual had their windows shot out, called and told me about it when they went up to a glass door and found out that 9 other people had had their windows shot out. No one reported that crime. An officer of CompStat, when I mentioned that, came to me and said, I stopped a guy, a kid that had a pellet gun in his car in that area, didn't have a report to ask him about. That's the 9 that we know about in one place. Had another individual in a potential sexual assault that had something slipped in her drink. She didn't report it, believe it or not. She never got checked at the hospital, believe it or not. Very educated young lady. Never has reported it. At a CompStat, there was a man that got released from prison for the same thing. We don't believe in coincidences. Same thing. Never was reported. Never got followed up on. We can't help unless we get it. So if you say police can't do anything about it, at least give it to us and let us try. Let us try. One other thing we're doing, and I want to switch gears a little bit and just tell you a little bit about me. One of the things we're doing is we're learning from Walmart. And that sounds odd, but we're learning from Walmart. Now, I go to Walmart a lot. I always have gone to Walmart. 1, because they've got everything you need. 2, because it's usually cheap. So that's why I go there. And so I'll walk in, and what do you see when you walk into Walmart? There's a greeter there. They're greeting you, and you also see a monitor, don't you?
Yeah.
Do they put a greeter there because they love everybody and they want to treat you special? They do that because they know that it reduces theft from occurring within Walmart. Proven fact. You make eye contact with someone, they see themselves on the monitor, they may be less prone to steal from you. So one of the things we're going to do is our probation and parolees that are getting out of prison, that we know the rehabilitation is not really working, we're going to focus on them, focus on those that are causing problems. And now our officers are going to learn something from Walmart. We're going to go to their home, we're going to knock on the door and introduce ourselves. We're going to see them out mowing the grass, and we're going to stop and we're going to introduce ourselves, and we're going to say, hey, I'm Officer Troy Riggs. I see that you just got out of prison for burglary. I just want to wish you good luck. I hope everything goes well. And by the way, if there's any burglars in this area, I'm coming to your house first. Now, what do you think that guy's going to do? With any luck, he'll move to San Antonio. So we're going to do things like that that are unusual. We're going to be focused on preventing crime before it occurs and empowering people. Look, it's not all working the way it should be right now, but that's what we're doing. We want to make it better every day. Every day I come to work, I have a goal of making it better than it was the day before. I work a lot of hours. I really do. I do that because I'm passionate about policing, I'm passionate about public safety, and I'm passionate about the people of Corpus Christi. You all did not hire me to be a status quo chief. I understand that. And I will not be. And our goal is not only to make Corpus Christi a great police department, but I want it to be a police department that they're paying attention to nationally. And we're already getting some national attention. The Police Executive Research Foundation, our forum out of Washington, D.C., has highlighted our department 3 times. Fortunately, for good things. Sometimes they highlight departments for bad things, but all 3 have been for good things with us. So we're getting national, international attention on those, getting phone calls from around the nation asking at times what we're doing. So I'm very proud of our police department. I'm very proud of the men and women for what they do day in and day out. All the changes we had, very little complaining, very little griping, very few issues. We're moving forward. But the only way we can do that is because of good workforce, and we've had outstanding support from the citizens of this community, and I really do appreciate that. Now, on a more personal note, let me just tell you quickly a little bit about myself so you know a little bit about my upbringing. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky, and raised there. I grew up actually in the same home that my dad grew up in. And just a small little home. Actually, the first apartment I had here in Corpus was larger than my home in Louisville. Now, my dad walked in and he said, this is good. As he would say, this is nice. It was pretty good. So, big place compared to what we had. I think it was like 850 square feet. But, used to work out in the cinder block garage out back. And had a great upbringing because I had a great mom and dad that loved me, cared for me. My mom, all 5'2" of her, would say, anytime she referred to me as a little boy, I was in trouble. It didn't matter if I was a kid or if I was in college or if I'm a police chief. If she says little boy, she gets my attention. So once your mom, always your mom, right? So you deal with that. But had a great upbringing, had a lot of support. But you know what? I had some friends that didn't have that, and I saw what happened to them in life. I also had the support of church. Small little church where my grandfather one time was a minister for a short time. He was a minister and he worked as a welder, assembly person. But lived there, grew up, learned a lot, had a lot of people that valued my life, a lot of people that helped me through my life, a lot of people that mentored me. I can name a list of people that are no longer with us that had an impact in making me who I am today. And I say that because as we talk about crime and we talk about issues in our community, I just want to share with you this, is that everyone here can think of someone, and probably numerous people, that helped you somewhere along the way get to where you are today. Where you're in church, serving God, a good citizen, working hard, being productive, you love your country, you love your family, all the things that we are blessed with. Everyone here had that. We have people in our